So what is the most likely way that we'll ultimately meet some given alien civilization? How will they reach out to us? Of course, we don't know this, but we can make some very well-educated guesses going by the one data point that we have: ourselves. We've reached out. How have we tried it? Because probably someone else with our same objectives would try the same things. So actual interstellar travel is a problem that there really isn't a practical solution to. It's where we hit that really big stumbling block. You can't go faster than light. So we've done the next best thing. We've sent uncrewed probes out into deep space. Pioneer 10 and 11, and Voyager 1 and 2. The energy requirements are much lower with an uncrewed probe. Thus, the chances of success are much higher. Now, a downside is these are only one way. We can't store enough energy aboard them to come back from far away. So we sent simple messages about who we are, where we are, how to find us. Since this is so much easier to do, it's reasonable to assume that other civilizations will also try the easiest ways first. Even if not all the civilizations out there try it, some of them probably would. So we should probably look for simple, dumb, low-energy probes first. But there's an even easier way that reaches farther and faster: radio communication. We've been deliberately beaming high-powered signals about ourselves toward interesting targets since 1974. Now, we haven't made a very big effort. We've really only done this kind of thing a couple of times. But what we've done reached much farther than our probes, and it did so at the speed of light. Compared to sending probes, sending targeted electromagnetic communications is immensely cheaper, with a fraction of the energy requirements. It has a farther reach and has that much better chance of success. Whatever civilization's out there who might want to reach us, this is probably what most of them would try, and it's the first thing that would get to us. And we are listening. So far, we've only ever picked up one decent candidate, the famous WOW signal, detected in 1977 on the Big Ear radio telescope at Ohio State University. Still, to this day, the best explanation for it is a radio transmission from a point in space in the direction of Sagittarius. How far out? Well, we don't know. It could have been closer than the moon. It could have been from the other side of the galaxy. But we never heard anything again from that direction. But here's the most exciting thing about the WOW signal, and that's the frequency it was received on. If you want to reach intelligent aliens with a radio signal, there are going to be three things to guide your choice of frequency. First, you want a frequency that will cut through atmospheres and have the best chance of being received. Second, you want a frequency that's in a quiet band, with no competing background noise. And third, you want a frequency that's universally recognized, like the frequency at which interstellar hydrogen precesses, to show the receiver that you understand science and are not just some random noise. Well, guess what? The WOW signal's frequency met all three of these. 1.42 gigahertz, which is a band that astronomers call the water hole. They call it the water hole because it's like nature's gathering point on the electromagnetic spectrum. It's the obvious place that intelligent interstellar communities would come to meet and greet.
Yeah, so I think we would choose the water hole frequency to reach out to another intelligent species. And that's because it acts as sort of a window, like in a house. You can't look through the walls of a house, but you can look through the window of a house. And that's kind of how this frequency works. It's a window.
An alien civilization might also choose the water hole frequency to send a signal to us, because that is the frequency that we would be listening to.
So we actually know a lot about how we're most likely to be visited. For every one crewed alien spacecraft that might ever come to Earth, we'd expect visits from low-energy uncrewed probes first. And for every uncrewed alien probe that makes it here, we'd expect many, many radio telephone calls first. So far, we have exactly one plausible candidate, but it was very plausible. And remember what an incredibly inviting neighbor Earth looks like. On Earth, only a few centuries ago, everything was so far apart. People hadn't even heard of most other places, let alone been able to visit them. And when they did, just as often it was with a sword as it was with bread. But today, we not only have jet planes, we have the internet linking us all into a single community in real time. Anyone can go online and see and speak to a human on the other side of the planet. Will we repeat this model with other peoples in the universe? It's a possibility, but most people in the history of Earth have lived their lives and died within just a few miles of the village where they were born. Physics tells us that this is probably the fate of most intelligent civilizations. We don't have the power to break the laws of physics, but we do have the power to keep our porch light on and our welcome mat spread out. So keep listening, keep sending, keep hoping, and keep watching. If we can do that, our chances of eventually becoming part of an interstellar community of some kind are fair. Friends we haven't met yet are probably out there. Some might well have their eye on us. It might be 10,000 years from now, or it might be tomorrow. But that signal full of data could come anytime. I'm Brian Dunning. Thank you for watching.